Alright, so we are going to continue our photography unit, and up to this point we've only been finding pictures online and making changes to them in Pixlr or some other photo editor. And now we're going to learn the elements of photography so that we can start taking our own pictures starting this week and doing something next week during our finals. So the Nearpod presentation will be done during class. I'll just kind of really summarize through it right now just to give you an idea what it looks like so that we can build our slide deck with the 10 elements. So this is the Nearpod that we'll be going through. It shows the different elements. We'll be going through the polls and questions in class. So rule of thirds is going to be one of them, balancing elements, leading lines, symmetry and pattern, so that's two different ones. Framing and depth, cropping and background, viewpoint, and that's it. So that's the 10. So once we've gone through what those are and what they look like, which we'll be doing in class like I said, we're going to actually go and find examples of these on Google Images and build our slide deck in the Google Classroom assignment. That assignment looks like this. It's called Introduction to Photography, and very similar to what we've been doing with some other assignments, we're going to create a slide deck like this and have a title slide. And we're going to build this pretty similarly to those other assignments. So right here, Intro to Photography, and your name, and add a slide here, and we'll put the first element. So the first one was rule of thirds, and we'll go find an example of rule of thirds. So if I were to open up another tab here, photography rule of thirds examples is a good way to search for this. And they'll actually, some of these show the grid lines, so you're going to learn what rule of thirds means, but basically it's putting the subject of your picture in a certain part of the viewfinder. So basically we'll figure out today that it's like either one of these intersecting lines is a good place for your subject. So in this one our subject is right there. In this picture it is in the bottom right quadrant. In this picture this sailboat is the subject, so it's right there. So if I wanted to use this one for instance, that would be a good one. And so I'm just going to copy this and paste it into here. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. So copy this, paste it into the slide. And maybe take up as much room as I can. Bigger pictures are better pictures, especially when they're clear. Okay, so that's good, and we will do a better background. And we're going to move on. So I think if I'm going to use that background, I'm going to go with white font. That looks a little better. Okay, and then we'll add a slide and keep going. So one of the other elements that are in that presentation, the second one was balancing elements. So I'll go back to my slide deck, balancing elements, and come over here, photography, balancing elements, examples, and they're going to show me examples of balance. So again, in the Nearpod I'm going to explain what balance means, but it's basically pictures that don't have a big old open space and only one subject. So there's some balance in this picture. So once again, I can copy this image, go back, put the picture here, resize, and make it look good. Background. Go with the blue element this time. Again, change this to white. so on. So I've got 2 of the 10 elements so far, and you'll finish that up, and that will be the assignment today. Now once we are familiar with these 10 elements, we're actually going to go out with our phones and or cameras if you don't have a camera on your phone, and we're going to go around campus hopefully this week and definitely next week and find examples of the 10 elements, and we're going to build a much more detailed version of what we're doing here. So we're going to use actual PowerPoint, and we're going to convert it to video and do some other elements. So that's the introduction to photography. See you in class to do the Nearpod so that you're very familiar with what these terms are, and I'll see you back in class.